Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, TikTok. Live. You got the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Junior trying to wake some people up to the truth, what's really going on. Some people don't like it. Some people can't handle it. And here I am. Forgot to pull my camera up. Thank you so much for joining my live video. I am going to be with the beautiful Sue Greenwald in about 45 minutes. Awakened Stories. We're going to have a chat. We don't ever know what we're going to chat about. We just pop up and start chatting. You might learn something new. Might hear something I've said already. I sit on the couch and I think I had a water leak, if you all can see that in the background. I took a nap yesterday and I woke up and Robin was like, all our clothes got wet and they're soaking wet. And so I went to Lowe's last night. I got some parts. I put it back together and found out there was another leak where the shower comes up. So I had to go there this morning and I just took a wonderful hot shower and there was no leaks. I had to test it out, of course. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I got my cell phone on TikTok and I'm on my PC here live on YouTube. Well, I sure thank you, Chris. Yeah, I'll be going live with Sue in about 45 minutes. It's kind of a spur of the moment thing. I said I got my computer area cleaned up a little bit. And she said, well, let's go live in 45 minutes. So 45 minutes from now, please share. Please tap the screen. Well, thank you so much, Linda. I'm waiting on the new books. Mary Maxwell, my new book right here. The Historian's Tale, The Amazing Return of President Kennedy's Son. That's me on the front, trying to wake people up. Mary is, I guess she's a retired lawyer and very, very intelligent lady and wanted to help me out. She sent me 15 books the other day and I mailed them all out. And I'm waiting on 35 more. Definitely, if you get a pendant to help share the story and help the cause, I will autograph you a book and send it to you. But thank you so much for all your love and all your comments. I'm on TikTok on my phone, so it's really hard to see my comments on there with my poor eyes. But I sit around and I think of all the hate comments that I get, all the discouraging comments, the lions that share the story and then drop off, and it breaks my heart. I'm never going to give up. 2 years ago, I had heart failure and I was in the hospital. They said, you're probably not going to make it off the operating table because my heart was at 10%. And I said, we'll see about that because I'm John Kennedy and I got a story to tell the world before I go see my loved ones in the next world. And I'm still here trying to share my story, get it out. They don't want my story out. They don't want the truth out. They really, really don't. Huge achievement since then, though, people. With the help of Jackie Goldman, we got a book out, Stolen Identity. It's a wake up. This book is a wake up it's just a taste of the life I've had to live and the things I've had to endure to stay alive, because the people at the top don't want this story out. They don't want me sharing this story. The billionaires that buy their way into our government, the people that can buy their way and spread their lies and their cover-ups and everything else that they do, they buy their way. I don't care. From the top down. My father was the president of the United States. They got rid of him. They got rid of my uncle. They don't share the rest of the story with you, and I'm trying to share it because they unalived the rest of my loved ones that I knew of back in the 70s, and they do it for money and power. Thank you all so much. I get talking and then I read the comments and I lose my, that happens with age. I'm 64 years old now, and there's so much proof. I was sharing my shirt about the ears. I walked into, if you can see, on my right, you can see George Onassis's ear, the man that stole my identity, placed by organized crime. There's so much proof, so much evidence. There's so many haters. Thank you so much. But I sit there and I think of, I wish I could, when I'm sitting on the couch, I think watching these Westerns and cartoons. A friend just called me and said, are you paying attention what's going on in politics and things on the news? I'm like, no, I'd rather watch cartoons. I learn more from a damn cartoon. I love all you lines too. Thanks for sharing, Brenda. Awesome line. Thank you. But yeah, I'm sitting there watching my cartoons or my own old Westerns, and or even working on the plumbing. And I'm thinking, I wish I was making a video and could share it. What I'm thinking, from just some of the comments, and I don't want to say stupid people, but there are stupid people out there, but just the lack of intelligence on what some people don't know on how serious this story is that I'm sharing with the world. I'm putting my life in jeopardy, the people around me in jeopardy. And, there was several times that I was told, tortured, abused. I was told over and over again, if I share my story, the people I share it to will be unalived. And it's crazy. A few years back, and it's been quite a few years, I've been trying to share my story. I figured my story was worth my life to get it out. And amazing comments. Thank you so much. But I'm always thinking of something to share. One of them is Mary Maxwell brought it to my attention a while back. She said, "You sent me your birth certificate. Try to get it. Try to get your birth certificate." So I tried, and no response. Why? Because my birth certificate is a forgery. They forged it. It doesn't exist. So I've been trying, and we're trying to get my original birth certificate, which says John Fitzgerald Kennedy Junior. But at 10 years old, they stole my identity. They stole my life. They stole my loved ones away from me and billions of dollars along with it. So right now, I have no birth certificate. It's all fake. I took my fake birth certificate that the Quigleys gave me just to get a California driver's license years ago, under David Keith Quigley's name. And I drove truck for many, many years to stay on the run, to stay one step ahead of the cabal. And my whole life has been a lie, basically. David Quigley is a made-up name, and I've had to use it. I go to the doctor. Show me your identification. Here it is, David Keith Quigley. I want my real name back. I want my real birth certificate. I want the world to know who I am and what these people have done, what they are doing to this very day. It's huge. It really is huge on the criminal organization we have running things for us. It's huge. The prisons aren't big enough. Seriously. There's over 1 million Americans in prison in the United States of America. I believe it is 1,250,000 in prisons right now that us taxpayers are feeding, housing, and trying to rehabilitate. The problem is the wrong people, not all but wrong, but all the way at the top, these people with money that can buy their way, so they don't get in trouble with their crimes, all the way to unaliving my loved ones, to right here. This is how organized crime makes their bucks, their big high dollar money. They unalive people. They unalive people, pre-planned first degree unalivement. They put a person that's similar. They did it to my mother. They did it to my sister. And they steal billions of dollars. They are criminals at the highest level. Highest level. And what's being done to them? George Onassis, the man the whole world thought was the John Kennedy Junior. People don't pay attention. I was kidnapped. I was replaced. Look at that ear right there. Right. Where is it? Right is right. Left is left. Right there. Look at that ear. That earlobe is attached to his jawline. Look at the ears as me as a child and look at my big flabby ear now. I got an earlobe. The man that stole my identity didn't have an earlobe. But all the hundreds, if not thousands, of pictures of me in the White House, I have an earlobe. And I've even had some haters say, oh, your earlobe will reconnect over the years. Bullshit. Straight up. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I was kidnapped. I was replaced. A lot of people want more proof than that. They won't be happy that I have a fake birth certificate, that David Keith Quigley doesn't exist. They don't want the proof of in 1975. Even Robin brought it up last night. How come all the photos of your mom, Robin says, she's not wearing a wristwatch? For years, all the photos of my mother, she doesn't have a wristwatch. And then all of a sudden in 1975, she's wearing a thing over her head and she's wearing a wristwatch. And she's smoking cigarettes. It's because identity theft, they made billions of dollars doing what they do. And who are these people? Who was hanging out? A picture says 1,000 words. Who was hanging out with George Onassis? Who was hanging out with the John Kennedy Jr. the whole world knew? Who was hanging out with Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis the whole world knew? Bill Clinton. Straight up. Donald Trump. Straight up. Barack Obama. Straight up. On and on and on. Robert Kennedy. Straight up. Ted Kennedy. Straight up. Picture will tell you 1,000 words. So when people in organized crime are being unalived and replaced with identity theft, who are they hanging out with? What's their crew? What's their clique? Donald Trump, Robert Kennedy, Ted Kennedy, on and on and on. The presidents. People say, well, why didn't you come out? How come it took you so long to come out? Well, when the man that stole your identity is arm in arm with Bill Clinton, the president of the United States, and these people, unalive people, would you come out? Would you be stupid enough to come out and say, hey, look what the president of the United States is doing? I doubt it. I doubt you'd have the balls. I really, really do. So thank you for the shout out on the new book. This is huge. It really is. The achievements we've made and are making, because they don't want this story out. Now, I know that because I've sent hundreds of emails, made phone calls to the people at the top, Hey, I'm John Kennedy Jr. Well, we don't want to hear your story. I've been to the FBI. We don't want to talk to you. Go away. But it's out now. And with your help, and here's another thing, people. People say, well, what about Juan O'Salvin? What about West Coast Wizard? What about all these other people? I had a call from a guy the other day. It's been about a month now. And he said, I'd like to share your story, but how come there's so many fake John Kennedy Juniors out there? Well, maybe it's to discredit me. Maybe it's just a smoke screen. Maybe it's a false flag, people, because these people in our government are the best at what they do in deception, at false flags. If you know what a false flag is, it's when one side is getting accused of something they did not even do. And I got one question for these people that say, well, what about the West Coast Wizard? What about Juan O'Salvin? I even get, I hear Pastor Bob is really Elvis. Really? I don't think so. I knew Elvis. I even have a picture in my book of me sitting on the back of Elvis's bike. And, even Bob Joyce says, I'm not Elvis. But the spin just keeps getting put out there. And why? You all remember George Magazine. Why did he call his magazine George? Because that was his real name. His name was not John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. His name was George. So now you got all these organized crime members, and I'll just say it straight like it is, organized crime members. They're all putting it out there. Hey, Elvis is alive. All George Magazine, photo ops, and every other thing. But how come the West Coast Wizard hasn't spent all his time writing a book, sharing the story, his life experiences? How come he hasn't got another book out? How come Juan O'Salvin just shows his boot tips? Because it's all bullshit, people. This is the only real John Fitzgerald Kennedy right here. No false flags, no spinning, 100% truth. Like I said earlier, I'm 64 years old. I might get a few things wrong, or my memory might fade a little bit. Because remember, we're going back to when I was a little kid, and I have very few memories of when I was little, just like everybody does. But then I was tortured. I was put under MK Ultra. I was put in the Black Ops. MK Ultra is huge. Mary Maxwell has done years and years of research on MK Ultra. It's huge. It's no secret now. Project Artichoke used to be a secret. If you talked about Project Artichoke, you'd be unalived. It's out now. Be lucky that you can learn what our government does with their LSD, their mind experiments, their torture to get people to do things that they would normally never do. MK Ultra is simple. It's the basic. It's not the basic. It's actually hypnosis at the highest level where you can mess with somebody's mind. In this book, my father, the president of the United States, said there's a plot, there's a plan to enslave us all. Ozzy Osbourne, you don't know how huge this circle is, and they're keeping us in a bubble. But the criminals are at the highest satanic level there is. They have the best of the best. They have all the resources to deceive you. They buy their way into freaking government, and we pay the price. We all pay the price. We're paying millions of dollars on stupid shit like hearing a duck fart. Straight up. That's us. We're paying the price. And inflation and everything else going up. Homeless is getting worse. The problems are getting worse. Why are all the bullshit getting worse in this world we live in? Because the criminals are running things, and we, the people, are suffering the consequences. We are. Thank you so much, people. Like I said, I came on here just to announce. I've been on here for 20 minutes now. I got a couple more minutes because I just talked with Sue Greenwald on Awakened Stories. And she wants to chat with me, and she's on YouTube and Rumble, I believe, and the other channels. It's all new to me. It's all new to me what we talk about, and I hope you join. I hope you share. My YouTube channel should have millions of views. My TikTok channel should have millions of views. You know, I was on TikTok. I had 45,000 followers. I was getting 1,000 followers a day. I was planning a ride to go put my book on my father's grave, and they took my platform down. Just removed it. Absolutely removed it. A lot of people are starting new platforms. I still have plans to do that. I really, really do. To get the truth out to the world. Hey, we are being lied to, all of us. And God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Don't ever give up. Please don't ever, ever give up. I'm moving forward. I hope to have another book out soon. I really do. This one's just out. This one needs to be number one. This book right here, Stolen Identity, it's a wake up. See the reviews on Amazon, please. If you purchase the book, leave a review. We're all being hindered. We're all being blocked. These people got more money than they know what to do with. And us little guys, we're David and they are Goliath. So please hit the share button. Let some people know this new book just came out. It's not even out yet, people. It's not even out yet. She's working out the details with Barnes and Nobles now, but she ordered 1,000. I wish she ordered 1,000 copies. She ordered 100 copies of this book. She has been giving them left and right, sending these people to news, the media, and 100 books that she had printed is over $1,100. That doesn't even include shipping. Mary Maxwell printed 100 books. She sent me 15 the other day, and we're trying to get the truth out. So I sent those books. I kept this one, and I'm waiting for 35 more. I'm waiting for 35 more, but it's not out yet. So right now it's limited to 100 copies. She's got 50 and I got 50, and we're trying to get the truth out to the world with what we got, and bless her heart. Mary Maxwell. She was in a rush, people. This lovely lady was in a rush to get this story out, get this book out. She called me every day, and she was expecting to be unalived for getting the truth out. She really was. She's like, John, I got to get this out. I got to get it out. The truth has to be told because I don't want to be unalived without, just like the way I feel. I got to get this truth out before I'm unalived. Not that it's going to happen. I'm walking with God. She's walking with God. She's getting my story out. I told her the other day, Mary, you're protected. God's protecting you. Just take your time and get it out. But that's what we have to deal with, people, to get the story out to you. She's 77 years old, and she's thinking she's going to be unalive for helping share the story. And they take us down all the time, us lions, all the time. Please see my website, therealjohnfkennedyjr.com. If you help us out and you purchase one of these beautiful necklaces that was donated by the King Smarty and Source Directives, I will do my very best when the books get here to sign and autograph a book. I believe that Mary Maxwell autographed them also. So you'll be getting a book autographed by me and her both. And like I said, there's only 100 right now. Not even that, because she sent a bunch out trying to get the story out to politicians and lawyers. And I sent a big handful of them out the other day. But bless you all. I got to get off here and see if Sue messaged me. Awakened Stories with the beautiful Sue Greenwald. Google it. Check it out on YouTube. And we'll see you there in a few minutes, people. Thanks again. And there it is. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, people. Awaken Stories. Ask her some questions. Ask me some questions in the comments, and it's easier for me to ask them while we're chatting. So much love, much respect. I'm the real deal, people, and this story must get out at all costs. At all costs. Peace. Thank you. Um, thank you so very much. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace. Have a wonderful, blessed day.